An emotional trigger is not proof that you are weak. It is proof that something inside you is still asking to be healed. When someone says the wrong word, gives you the wrong look, ignores your message, or disrespects you in a subtle way, something rises inside you. Not because they created the wound, but because they touched a wound that was already there. And this is where most people lose themselves. They think the other person has power over them. They think the insult caused their anger. They think the silence caused their anxiety. They think the rejection caused their pain. But often, the outside world is only pressing on what already exists inside. A trigger is not the enemy. A trigger is a mirror. It shows you where your peace is still dependent on something outside of you. We live in a world that profits from your reaction. Social media wants your outrage. Toxic people search for your weak spots. Arguments reward the loudest voice. And every day, your attention is pulled into battles that do not deserve your soul. The Stoics understood this deeply. Epictetus gave us a hard warning. If someone can anger you at will, they become your master. So ask yourself honestly, how many masters do you have? How many people can change your mood with one sentence? How many messages can steal your peace? How many opinions can make you question your worth? How many fools can pull you out of character? True maturity begins when you realize something simple. You do not need to have an opinion on everything. You do not need to respond to every insult. You do not need to correct every fool. And you do not need to prove your strength by reacting. Sometimes, the strongest response is no response. Not because you are afraid, but because you are free. So why does one word have so much power? Why does one unanswered message create anxiety? Why does one look from another person destroy your inner calm? Modern psychology gives us a name for this: the amygdala hijack. The amygdala is the part of the brain that scans for danger. It does not care about your pride. It does not care about your long-term peace. It only asks one question: am I safe? When your brain senses threat, it can bypass reason and throw your body into survival mode. Your heart beats faster. Your chest tightens. Your thoughts become sharp and defensive. You prepare to fight, to flee, to explain, to attack, to prove. But here is the truth. Most emotional triggers are not real danger. They are remembered danger. Your body is not only reacting to what happened, it is reacting to what the event reminds you of. Maybe being ignored reminds you of being abandoned. Maybe criticism reminds you of never being enough. Maybe disrespect reminds you of a time when you had no voice. Maybe rejection reminds you of the belief that you are not worthy. This is why two people can experience the same event and react in completely different ways. One person receives criticism and stays calm. Another person receives the same criticism and feels attacked. The difference is not always the event, The difference is the story the mind attaches to the event. Someone does not reply to your message. That is the event. But then the mind begins to speak. They are ignoring me. They do not respect me. I am not important. I must have done something wrong. They are trying to make me feel small. And suddenly, you are not responding to silence. You are responding to the meaning your mind created around the silence. This is where self-mastery begins, not by controlling other people, but by questioning the story inside your own mind. Because between the event and your reaction, there is a gap, a small space, a quiet space, a sacred space. The Stoics trained themselves to live in that gap, because in that gap, you are no longer a slave to impulse. In that gap, you are no longer controlled by ego. In that gap, you meet your real power, the power to choose. Most people never enter the gap. They feel anger, and they become anger. They feel fear, and they become fear. They feel humiliation, and they become revenge. They are pushed, and they push back. They are insulted, and they insult back. They are ignored, and they chase. They are provoked, and they perform exactly as expected. But a disciplined mind does something different. It pauses. It observes. It separates. It chooses. This is the path of emotional mastery. The first step is simple. Pause. When you feel triggered, do not speak immediately. Do not type immediately. Do not explain immediately. Do not defend immediately. Take one deep breath. Give yourself 4 seconds. 4 seconds may not sound like much, but 4 seconds can save you from 4 hours of regret. 4 seconds can protect a relationship. 4 seconds can protect your dignity. 4 seconds can stop you from giving power to someone who does not deserve access to your peace. Pause. Not because the other person deserves your silence. Pause. Because your future self deserves your discipline. The second step is to name the emotion. Most people say, I am angry. But when you say I am angry, you become the anger. You identify with it. You allow it to wear your face, use your voice, and make your decisions. Instead, say this. Anger is present. Fear is present. Shame is present. Pain is present. This small change creates distance, and distance creates power. You are not the emotion. You are the awareness noticing the emotion. You are not the storm. You are the sky holding the storm. And when you become the observer, the emotion loses some of its control over you. The third step is to separate the event from the story. The event is what happened. The story is what your mind added. The event is they did not reply. The story is they do not care about me. The event is they criticized my work. The story is I am not good enough. The event is they raised their voice. The story is, I am being disrespected and must fight back. Before you react, ask yourself one question. What happened? Then ask a second question. What am I telling myself this means? And then ask the most powerful question. Is that meaning absolutely true? Or is my wound speaking? This question can change your life. Because many reactions are not responses to reality. They are responses to old pain, wearing the mask of the present moment. The fourth step is to protect your character. Every trigger gives you a choice. You can protect your ego, or you can strengthen your character. The ego wants to win the moment. The ego wants the final word. The ego wants revenge. The ego wants to prove that it was right. But character wants something higher. Character wants peace. Character wants self-command. Character wants dignity. Character asks, who am I becoming if I respond this way? This is the question mature people ask. Not, how do I win this argument? But, how do I leave this moment without losing myself? Because every reaction is a vote for the person you are becoming. Every time you pause, you become more disciplined. Every time you observe instead of explode, you become more powerful. Every time you choose silence over ego, you become harder to control. And eventually, people begin to feel it. They notice that you no longer react the same way. They notice that insults do not hook you. They notice that silence does not break you. They notice that disrespect does not drag you into chaos. And this is when your presence changes. You become calm, not because life is easy, but because your inner world is no longer available for public control. This is true strength. Not shouting, not proving, not threatening, not explaining yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. True strength is the ability to remain centered when something inside you wants to collapse. True maturity is when you can feel the fire without becoming the fire. So stop trying to fix the entire world outside. Build a fortress inside. The next time someone tries to provoke you, pause, breathe, observe. Separate the event from the story. Protect your character. And if silence is the wisest response, choose silence. Your silence is not submission. It is not weakness. It is not defeat. It is the ultimate display of psychological freedom. It tells the world, without speaking a word, that your peace is not for sale. It tells the person trying to provoke you that they are not powerful enough to pull you out of yourself. And it tells your own mind that you are no longer a prisoner of every emotional impulse. You are the observer. You are the chooser. You are the one who decides what deserves your energy. Master your thoughts. Own your reality. If you are building an unshakable mind, subscribe and join our circle of stillness. Stay strong. Stay silent.